Welcome to another episode of That Arrow Show. Alright people, tonight's episode, Second Chances. We're going to bring you the good, we're going to bring you the bad, and we're going to bring you the Laurel. Alright, so the premise of tonight's episode, Oliver and company are looking to recruit a new black canary. B-plot, we got Felicity and Ragman trying to help get Diggle out of jail. Anybody got any goods?
I have a great for this week.
Okay.
The new black canary is the bee's knees, legs, and the fucking trees. I love the way she came on, beating ass, and then Oliver and company showed up. You need us to help you. He was like, first of all, I done whooped all their ass. I killed a member of Geek Squad in front of you, and then I whooped your ass too. Like, do you really want a piece of this? And then another great, that Cassidy skank is officially been retconned because as of today, this is the real black canary.
The real official black canary.
Comic
all of
book.
you people complaining, this is the actual, factual comic book
right
black
down
canary.
to the beginning of the origin. I don't know if you guys realize that, but when she was being tortured and whatnot, that was straight out of
Longbow
the
Chronicles.
Longbow Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
So
All the complainers read that book.
So this is like the DC rebirth in a sense.
I guess so.
So, I mean-
it's like Guggenheim was in the lab and he was like, fuck, Arrow's fucking up. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Sugar
DC
Spice.
Rebirth.
Sugar, Spice, comic books, Chemical X.
And now we never have to listen about Katie Cassidy and Laurel ever again. Never, ever, ever again. I have a good. Surprisingly, the flashbacks were not all trash tonight. That ending fight scene was,
It was like John Wick on TV.
it was a piece of corn in a pile of shit.
I guess they just. I guess Arrow decided if they can't copy Daredevil, they can do John Wick.
I was like, where is this Oliver been? Hey, are we still watching Arrow or Equilibrium? What's going on? At one point, he threw the gun at a guy, picked that same gun up, and shot another guy. I was like, the most is being done right now.
My good this episode, they're finally giving Felicity a side story of her own. Don't look at me in that tone. For years now, Felicity has only been Team Arrow only. We got a little bit about her past and just a little bit about her backstory. Now she finally has a mission on her own. We're going to see where it goes, whether it's going to bring back Dark Felicity or she's going to stay in the light. Who knows? We'll see where it goes. I like it.
Hold on to that thought, champ.
I got another good. Diggle is finally getting out of jail.
Finally.
I was this close from getting a free my boy Dig sign and hang outside of the prison my damn self.
Exactly.
Cause Mad Dog needs a hero. He needs a mentor. He out in the streets all willy-nilly. and Oliver too busy being dick hurt to watch out for this boy.
It's basically up to Curtis to hone in Two Guns McGee. Like it's kind of weird, but I would like to see Diggle and Wild Dog more.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Wild Dog that much, but he's there, so might as well pair him up with someone that works. How do we feel about the new Black Canary?
Oh yeah, A+.
I like her.
Like the ending to her story arc where she killed dude like that. First of all, it was a twist on the whole giving the speech thing, and then they backed down like that. Like no, they had to establish that she's not here to fuck around, and that this isn't gonna be like well,
Sunshines and Rainbows.
and like the relationship with her and Oliver isn't gonna be like it is with Oliver and Fuck Around 2.0. Like, she is a grown woman, she is about her business, and you know, despite the fact that she's not as vigilante trained as the rest of them,
She's Oliver's age, so she demands that respect. Laurel never demanded that respect. Now we're about to get into the bad, and I'm gonna start off with my first bad. The propping up of Laurel was ludicrous. One, I don't see why Team Arrow absolutely absolutely needed another Black Canary. I guess you could argue that they could use another vigilante, but this is coming from an Oliver who months ago didn't want to fuck with anybody. Now he's frantically searching for not just a vigilante, but a Black Canary. To me, even though it resulted in us getting Dinah Drake, the real Black Canary, to me it was completely unnecessary.
I'm gonna tell you what the issue is. It kind of like it's kind of an oxymoron because apparently they swear up and down Laura was so important to the team and whatnot, and she was so vital to them being able to exist as a vigilante group. But in the same breath, like you're holding job interviews to take her place. And not just her place on the team, but her name as well.
And everybody that you guys mentioned is way better than her.
Exactly.
10 times better.
Exactly.
Even the teacher was better.
Exactly.
That's probably all that training from beating them kids. So my bad is Curtis and Mad Dog and their relationship. They look more like they trying to shoot the Friday before last after next. And my other issue is Curtis officially serves no purpose on the team. Because you already have a tech specialist, it's Felicity, and now you're just a guy in the van doing tech. Like, why are you even out there? It doesn't even make any sense anymore. Like, your role has been...
And I'll capitalize
his role
on what
serves so much more purpose that after the first time they went out, he stopped putting on the costume.
And my thing is, I appreciate the fact that the writers are owned up to the part that they've made him a joke and that they pulled him back. Now they relegated him to just, like Geek Squad.
And that was the wrong thing to do. I understand where you're going with your issues with Renee, but the thing is, if we're going to be focusing so much on him and his development with the group, that time needs to be thrown at him, at Mr. Terrific. Because he really needs to learn how to fight.
What really needs to happen is you kind of needed, there should be like a symmetry with this. Diggle should be working with Renee, Felicity should be working with Curtis, and Oliver should be working with Rory.
And this brings me to my next point. Take Rory out. He serves no purpose.
Yeah. Honestly,
he has to
mix it up just a little bit. It should be Oliver working with the new Black Canary.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
But here's my thing. Rory hasn't put the suit on in like 5 episodes. What is his function? He's literally there only to talk with Felicity.
And it's becoming extremely ridiculous because of the fact that we can't even say that they didn't want to waste a budget on him because they used all the special effects on this week's episode, which I don't know if you're done yet, but
because my question is this: with the second you figure out you're running against a metahuman, why didn't you go get Rory? That makes no sense. You literally have...
Why didn't Rory go anyway? Because Mr. Terrific could have been Felicity's sidekick in that side.
Which would have made more sense. He's a hacker. And they knew they were fucking with at least one metahuman because they knew she had a sonic scream when they went after her. That's why they went after her so bad.
But the writers conveniently leave him out just to make the situation more difficult for Oliver and the crew.
And the funny part is, her powers and Sonus's powers would have been a match for him. He would not have been able to handle it.
But he would have been able to handle all those guards, though.
True. But still, like, those powers, both of those power sets would have been a challenge for him. And he would have served the one episode where you could have put him in, you could have subbed him in and really had him be a challenge and not show that he's Deus Ex Machina. You don't use him.
Second bad, I disagree with you. The Felicity story ended there. It will not go any further. This was just it was padding. It was literally padding. It was also a backdoor to jerk off Emily Ricketts, but it was padding nonetheless. When Oliver said when they were looking for a new Black Canary, and Oliver said, how are we going to find someone that was at least half as good as Laurel? And I'm like, I remember 2 seasons ago, every episode you told her she needed to train more. That didn't ring true to me.
Wild Dog, it makes sense. He's young, he's brash, he can't even be a vigilante without getting rid of the guns yet. Because he has to learn. He may never get rid of the guns, but I'm just using it as an example. He's young and out there, and this is the way he knows. And Oliver is taking, I wouldn't even say the mistakes he made with Laurel and appropriating them to Wild Dog and I guess to a lesser extent Curtis and Rory.
It robs Diggle of any kind of character development because Diggle was the one always teamed up with Wild Dog and trying to teach him and whatnot.
Well, I think that now that Diggle's free, this is going to be his
Exactly. He doesn't even want to acknowledge that a member of his team turned traitor and left. They don't talk about her. They don't mention her. It's just like he treats her like we treat Laurel. So now we're going to get into the Laurels. Does anyone have a Laurel for this week?
Yeah, I do.
Please, sir, speak your mind.
I call bullshit on that fucking helicopter.
That was fucking ridiculous.
If I was driving that plane, I would have flew his monkey ass to a building. I'm gonna sit here, your pilot's gonna let me ghost on these. Shoot the motherfucker.
I think what irked me about the helicopter part was these two things. One, he physically threw an exploding arrow while he was hanging on the helicopter.
And then he shot an arrow while he was hanging from the bow.
So, why did you do that? You could have blown the guys up with the first arrow the moment y'all popped out. And then instead of doing your little Indiana Jones thing with the arrow hanging on the helicopter, you could have just shot down.
You didn't look heroic at all. You looked fucking dumb.
But I guess we needed a huge action sequence.
How did that explosion not kill anybody?
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure somebody.
The pilot is dead as fuck.
And the people on the street.
Thank you.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna kill anybody. You know, people, that wasn't being flown by.
That was not a drone.
Those were people in that helicopter.
Exactly.
You murdered. They gonna sit there and dick ride Black Canary because she killed the motherfucker in the chair. By the way, that's how you use a sonic string.
Exactly.
I'm tired of Oliver lying about his 5 years on the island. I wish I could take a vacation.
Exactly. You got to see China. You got to see Russia.
You got to fuck everything that moves.
Even went back.
We get it, Al Bundy. You scored 4 touchdowns in 1 game. I'm sick of hearing this story.
Poke high motherfucker.
Oh, and fuck off with that. He got his signature
From
his
Talia.
catchphrase from Talia. Fuck off.
That made my nuts bleed.
Alright guys, that concludes this episode of That Arrow Show. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Check out our other content. We just put up an episode of I Got the Runs. We just put up an episode of I Got the Runs yesterday. That was a pretty good one. Check us out. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, of course.
Still unfortunate.
We are not unfortunate. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.